Good evening, everyone. We are here sitting for the Thursday, May 8th meeting of the Athens Shade Tree Commission. First point of order here would be to establish our quorum. We are missing one member, but 3 of 4 is still a quorum, I believe. So we can move ahead. Next up, disposition of the minutes. Did you guys check out? Michael, you wrote them, so I hope you had seen them. But any issues from anyone on the minutes? Can I get a motion to accept them?
Motion.
Second. All approve?
Aye.
All right. So we do not have anything for Title 33 tonight. We do have a little piece here under Title 37, a little out of order on the agenda. But we have a submission for the pollinator garden program for 59 and 61 Franklin Avenue. Have you guys had a chance to check that out? It's here kind of at the very back of the agenda.
I don't know if I received it.
I can go through it a little bit. So this would be from Karen Rudabaugh. Like I said, at 59 and 61 Franklin Ave. So just, I mean, I don't know that we have, as this group of the Shade Tree Commission, have really looked at one of these yet. So just kind of go through it a little bit. The things that we require under this, it agrees to reduce all pesticide use on the property, list the pollinator-friendly flowers in spring, fall, and summer on the property, list at least one native pollinator-friendly species on the property, and agrees to take the pollinator pledge. Karen put in here, she's got a big list of different things. Violets, vinca, clover, ajuga for spring flowering, yarrow, black-eyed Susan, rose of Sharon, mountain mint, hosta, all sorts of stuff for summer. A lot of those carry into the fall, and then several of those, seed pods carry into the winter for pollinator housing. Looks like everything's in order. She submitted a little picture drawing of the plan. Seems perfectly in order. I dig it.
So it's my understanding that the pollinator program isn't necessarily established yet, correct? Like, we don't have something that people can apply for and become part of.
It is. So under, I believe, in this last push for code change, they were attempting to move it from Title 37 into Title 9.
Okay.
But it does exist currently.
Okay.
Basically, the changes would have been to remove the requirement that's owner-occupied, which, frankly, may be something that we want to look at for this. But seeing as we're trying to change that, I don't know that we need to dig into it too hard.
Sure.
But must be owner occupied, must be, and then they have to submit $25 along with the application. So that is kind of currently how it stands, but everything else here seems to be in order. Mm-hmm. Would we want to move ahead to okay this application?
Yeah, I'd like to motion to approve.
Okay. Motion, second?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Karen Rudabaugh, thank you for your pollinator garden. So, next up, kind of the big point of the evening, I think, I'd like to discuss kind of what happened with these proposed changes to the city ordinances, kind of surrounding a lot of different things, but pretty heavily impacting what the composition structure of a Shade Tree Commission would look like. We have some audience members here tonight. Did any of you want to have some sort of comment on what happened at the Planning Commission or anything like that?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
My name's Molly Jo Stanley. I serve on the Environment and Sustainability Commission. I live in the county, but I was glad to hear that there would be some time for further consideration, that some of the motion to table. But my suggestion and hope is that the administration integrates the expertise of the Shade Tree Commission, as well as we have an incredible urban forester, our regional urban forester, Ann Bonner and Fromodianar, who I'm sure would be willing to support with guiding the city administration in that process of, finding best practices statewide. We've got incredible expertise in this region, in this city, on this commission. So, I think the city of Athens is aiming to be an exemplary community. We pride ourselves on greenhouse gas emission being incredibly low, and that is really due to our canopy, our tree canopy, and the health of our ecosystems. So we know that a healthy tree canopy is crucial to that. And furthermore, I mentioned this during the Environment and Sustainability Commission last night, just wanting to encourage the administration to lean on the expertise of our community, of our Shade Tree Commission, and our regional forester, and remind us that planting trees is really great, but maintaining and protecting our mature trees is the best thing that we can do for the health of our urban forest. So I support this work and really grateful for everything you all do, and really excited to see the administration lean on the expertise of this commission and community. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly Jo. Gene, I think you were also there. Did you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I just want to echo a lot of those same sentiments. We have the expertise in this region and in this city to really be an exemplary model of what a municipality can do in terms of urban canopy management and expansion and preservation. I hope that based on the mayor's comments yesterday at the Planning Commission, that the city comes to us and starts to organize and plan around what it looks like to envision a long-term plan for urban forest management, and really leans on us as the resource that we are. And I look forward to that meeting very soon. So.
Got it. That kind of brings us into the next piece here on the agenda. Like you guys said, it sounds like from what went down at the Planning Commission, really, they, a lot of the changes were tabled, which means that they are not moving forward, but it does not mean that they are done away with. So I think really capturing this momentum and kind of capitalizing on this, making sure that this doesn't just get left and kind of hangs around like a ghost in the Planning Commission until we're not paying attention, and it jumps right back at us. So I would like to see if we can get some point people, or anybody that would be interested to kind of sit down with the city admin and then probably Planning Commission as well to kind of hash these things out. I don't think that proposing and counter proposing is going to be super useful. I would like to kind of get a head count here of, who we think kind of on our side that, we think we should be bringing into that conversation. I think, obviously I'm up for it. Gene, yeah. Michael, would you like to be on that?
I don't have the expertise that you two do, but, I'm sure I'm willing to represent.
Okay. So I think basically what I'll try to do is send out an email here shortly, probably tomorrow or Monday, to city administration, kind of those Planning Commission stakeholders, along with everyone on the Shade Tree Commission, and Bonner. Molly Jo, would you like to be?
I'd love to be included. I think having a representative from the Environment and Sustainability Commission makes sense. We're in the process of evaluating the Sustainability Action Plan and how the city is progressing against those goals. So this is a major part of that. So yeah, thank you. I'd be happy to be included.
Absolutely. And then Mary, you as well, if you want to be included on this. I think we would love to have all the stakeholders that are willing to come forward to this. So I will send out a kind of inclusive message here and see. I think it will kind of whittle itself down by when everyone can meet to something. So we will cast a wide net and see who we can get in the room at the same time. So I kind of wanted to bring that up and kind of get that in the air. But I will be trying to get a sit-down event with a lot of our stakeholders here soon. Moving on, one thing I did kind of want to nail down a little bit more as well, we had talked about, I had met with Catherine Ann Jordan from the Parks Department and kind of discussed some bigger planting events that we could do for our annual kind of Arbor Day, Tree City Arbor Day celebration. So obviously, I think we've kind of missed the spring planting season here. So historically, it sounds like the city has celebrated this and kind of organized this in the fall. I was thinking probably sometime in October. I don't know if you had any real huge inputs or dates that would work.
I know September in Athens is a very busy time, so I think putting it off until October would probably be for the best, and that also gives us some time to cool down climate-wise. So. And
then Mary, we will kind of obviously lean on Arbor Day.
And we've done a lot of plantings really like the first Saturday in November.
Yeah.
Okay.
Times that way. The weather's still working. There's still a lot going on, Halloween, everything in Athens, and that has worked for us pretty well.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping to hear historically, some sort of idea of when we would do these things. So I think that's a great idea. Makes it pretty easy to plan for. So we can kind of shoot for that for our planning date. This would be, I don't know, I think we were thinking something like 20 trees in around the new outdoor gym and along the bike path there beside the new firehouse. There was some talk that maybe there would be some open space in this kind of new patch of land that's formed on the riverside down from the bike path that seems pretty unstable and can probably do with some trees. So I'll dig into that a little bit more, and but having a date and then kind of moving that forward and seeing if we can request that from the tree bank, I wanted to get that kind of nailed down. So
I would just say Saturday, November 1st is Uptown Halloween, so we do not want to do it.
Okay. So maybe second Saturday in November. So perfect. We can kind of move ahead with that in mind. Next up, I did want to cover some of the communications that we had from some citizens here over the last month. One of the big ones was a local land manager, wildlife habitat manager named Keith Robinson had emailed, and I believe he's also in contact with the county administration on trying to kind of rally people around removing calorie payer throughout both the city limits and then kind of in a wider scale throughout the county, and looking at the environmental impacts that that's having in our forests. I am all about it, and it kind of brought to mind some of the things that I've been seeing happen from different administrations here in the Ohio. I was kind of bringing this up with Gene before we started here. One of the big ones I would like to kind of move forward with is contacting the Athens Soil Water Conservation District. So Franklin County Soil Water Conservation District has put in place a calorie payer bounty for private citizens. Basically, they have a program where, a citizen would approach SWCD with, a proposed site. Here's a calorie pair. And then once they show proof that they have removed it and replaced it with some suitable native tree, that they would give them, a dollar amount, as opposed to, giving them that dollar amount in here's the new tree. And that seems to get people really talking. Logistically, it makes it a little bit easier. Soil Water Conservation District doesn't have to house, trees, seedlings that they have to give out. So I would like to see if we had some support here to kind of approach SWCD with that,
Yeah.
or if anyone had any ideas of how else to go about it.
Where would the money come from?
Totally open. That's kind of, I'm hoping to see what they have kind of in their coffers, if that is something that they would be able to do feasibly, or if we can kind of support them, ideally if it's here in city limits with the tree bank. But, they're a county, we are a city, so it gets a little messy there, but maybe a supporting program or something like that. But kind of wanted to bring it up. One of the other things that came to mind is I've seen that, I can't remember for the life of me where it was, but it was a public library here in Ohio was offering a invasive removal kit, basically for a loan. You would borrow it out like a book or something. It's like loppers, pruners. It was maybe like a shovel and one of those kind of fancy things that root remover things. So that's kind of another thing where my mind went. But there is definitely push and will here for us to do something. Make some sort of groundswell about calorie pair. The Franklin County one got pretty big coverage, so.
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm really grateful to Keith for reaching out, and I really appreciated his letter to the county and his just energy around organizing around this really important task that seems really daunting, but is definitely capable if we put the resources behind it, and that's inevitably where the conversation comes to every time. Like Michael was saying, where does the money come from for these programs? And the will is there. People in town are interested in having their pairs replaced. In my professional practice, I replace pairs for people all the time. And a lot of times people don't even know that they have a Bradford pear in their yard. So I think an education element to this could be helpful too from the Shade Tree Commission, just putting out PSAs, especially in the springtime when it's very obvious where your pear trees are at. Just kind of explaining, they're no longer legal and allowed to be sold. They're no longer allowed to be planted. These are the risks and the downsides to the trees and things like that. Just kind of a public education campaign would be helpful, I think.
Yeah, and in the spring is definitely a huge one, because not only can you see it in the cities, if you're driving down the highways, it's everywhere.
That's where you really see it. Yeah.
As soon as you start driving down 33 for more than 5 minutes, you'll see all the white on the sides of the highway. So kind of wanted to bring that up and kind of brainstorm some.
Maybe we could have an event, tree planting and tree cutting down.
Yes.
Yeah. That could be a good workshop for teaching people how to safely fell small trees too, or just remove small trees in their own yard. I like that idea.
And with the kind of big bump that we got in the tree bank, I think there's probably obviously political will there. There may be a little bit of money behind it. We're kind of juggling a lot of different things. We'll talk about the grant here shortly, but knowing how much we have in the tree bank, which I have kind of an open question out to the auditor right now of what exactly those numbers look like. But by last kind of estimate, it would probably be about 300 trees. And that money, is about $230 per tree. That can also be translated into tree removals, pruning, maintenance work throughout the city. So I think now that we are looking at about 300 trees, it might be worth thinking a little more expansively instead of putting in saplings, about thinking what else we can do with it. So hopefully, I don't want to juggle too many things with those eggs, at the start, but something else to think about. So with that, we also had someone on Harris Drive on the what's that, northeast side, had contacted us about doing a tree planting. I don't think they needed an application or anything like that.
Because it was in the backyard. Right?
Yes, it was in the backyard. I did a quick look, and it seems like there had been not too long ago a removal request for something along Harris there. I believe it was like a dying pine tree or something. So I thought it might be that. I haven't really heard anything back on it. So it might be something else we touch on. But wanted to bring that up. Old business. That's all of our new business. Old business. I kind of wanted to check back in on what had moved forward with our change in the qualification for contractors. I was hoping to get Dave here and ask him, ideally for a list of who would really most be affected by that. I think I might just go ahead and try to get in touch with Greenleaf and kind of dig up who else we have had contract in about the last year, and kind of give them a personal heads up, so they're not totally blindsided by that change.
On that front, I believe we've worked with Schumacher as well.
Okay.
So I'll help you find the list of people we've worked with.
Perfect. I believe that's all in the Arbor Day request that we had last year, but we can dig them up. I would like them to not be blindsided by this. So, committee updates. I think we're kind of whittled down just to the two subcommittees right now. So, Gene, do you want to cover what we're thinking about for the grant right now?
Sure, yeah. So we've been having some pretty exciting meetings with local partners, revolving around our application for the ODNR's Urban Forestry Grant. It's the second round of funding. We're planning to apply for around $100,000 in funding to fund a comprehensive kind of pilot urban forestry program here in the city. There are quite a few partners interested, and we're going to be talking with the city administration and city council and getting their support soon as well. But yeah, so I mean, it's a really exciting opportunity, and the city has applied before. We didn't get it in the first round, so there's a good chance that we could get it on the second go. There's a lot of public support for this, and if anybody knows of any organizations who would be interested in partnering with us, please have them contact the Shade Tree Commission. I believe that's all I have on it for now.
Perfect. Outside of that, we have now kind of our old committee of the BioBlitz. So we had that BioBlitz on April 27th, I believe. I don't remember when it was, within the last month. And it was pretty well attended. I believe we had, I don't remember what the head count was, probably about 10, 15 people, between volunteers and, leaders. We had almost 300 submissions on iNaturalist. So I have not heard and kind of contacted Eva since then to kind of check on the back end of how those observations are going to look once they're logged into our GIS system. I was trying to give her a little bit of a break with final season and moving out and different things like that. So hoping to touch base with her on that, and ideally, especially moving forward with the grant, seeing if we can kind of get that in place and get a little bit of a groundwork for hopefully a much more expansive tree inventory moving forward. And I think that's all the business we had. Is there anyone in the audience that has anything they want to bring up? we don't often have an audience, so I'm glad to see some people here. Well, in the absence of any other comments or anything else from anyone here, would we like to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And that is our May meeting. Thanks, everybody. See you next month.